Good morning. The market has opened. This is the third video now in the series where I'll be trading live. By live, I don't mean a live account, but I mean recording my actual trades. But in this case, today with this session again, it's also the live account as we had in the previous session. So you can see we had a really nice move from 21,000 all the way to 21,300. So a 300-point move within 5 minutes. That's due to the core CPI data that came out this morning. And yeah, so there's a lot of volatility, a lot of opportunity, and that is good for my strategy. So in this series, in the beginning, I want to repeat that in every single video. I'll be taking the simplest strategies possible to show how you could apply them to the market. It is really important as a beginning trader to start as simple as possible, like simple rules, simple strategies, a simple trading routine, and a simple setup in general. And yeah, that is why I decided to aim at taking breakout trades, breaks to the upside, breaks to the downside of key levels, and trading support and resistance. So if you're moving within a channel, moving sideways, then basically trading support and resistance levels, or taking quick scalps off of support or resistance with the trend or against the trend, or all in here, just to show you what's possible. Then I will be trading a 22 range chart. So not to make the same mistake again as I did in yesterday's session. Yesterday, I had my default risk profile applied. So I had 15 mini contracts and hit a market order with that. And that was because I did not follow my morning, like my routine. Why didn't I follow my routine? Yeah, because I started with this series basically, and I haven't really gotten into the rhythm yet. So today I'm also not starting with the routine, going through the pre-market checklist and so on, because for me the priority right now does not lie in my personal trading. It lies in teaching you. And but from next week on, when our mobile app is released, then I'll be actually sharing all of that with you. So how I go through the pre-market checklist, also when it comes to the like psychological things and the general readiness, because that is something that I monitor, like how ready am I to trade. So there might be days where we go through my pre-market checklist and we will identify, okay, my score is too low, I shouldn't be trading today. So then we will have a day where I will be just watching the market. And that is if there has been too high amount of stress, or if the market isn't just not right for me. So in this case, we might just be watching the market, taking ghost trades, talking about something else. But now let's get into it. Let's first look at some key levels so that we can put them onto the chart, so we know where that we have, so we can look at potential levels where price could react in the one direction or the other. Pretty simple, right? So an interesting level here definitely is 210, but the entire price range between 30s and 10 is really interesting. So that is something I would be aiming at, where we could be taking a potential trade. Then now you can see that we have a local double top here at the 80s. So here we could be looking for a potential break to the upside into 300. And that is how I would approach it here. Like, take it really simple. Take the simplest approach possible. So what I would be doing here is I would be looking for a potential break to the upside through the 80s, or a break to the downside through the 30s into 10. So here a potential 20-point trade, and here the 80s into 300, around a 20-point trade. That is what I'm aiming at in general on average. So now let's see if volume will come in here to the upside, if we'll get a break through 80s. And that is kind of the only indicator I'm using here right now is volume. I'm looking at volume and how price reacts at certain levels. And yeah, as we go deeper and deeper into this series, and I'll be sharing more, I will show you better ways to get more confirmation, whether it is before you basically take your trade. Because the most important thing is once you have identified the potential setup, you need to look for confirmation within price, within the technicals on the chart, and also news. So if there are events, you need to look, okay, is the current market environment, how the market is moving, is there any reason for that, right? Let's say there is news that should be positive for the market, but the market is going down. Then you need to question, okay, you basically need to take all factors into account. And the more confirmation you have, the more validation you have, the higher the likelihood that your trade is moving into your favor. Because what you need to know, trading, the basis of trading is basically gambling, because you have a 50-50 chance. You can either lose money, make money. The trade can go into your direction or it can go against you. So it's a 50-50 chance if you just look at the basis. So if I would now do a blind cover over my eyes and just hit market order, that would be gambling. I would have a 50-50 chance. Now, what I will do is, now we're getting the breakthrough 30s, but for me now it's more important to actually continue talking about the topic instead of looking for the trade opportunity, because I really want to get that out. Again, the base is 50-50, and then it's looking for more confirmation. You need to find data either within the chart, within some news events, or within other indicators that you are using to get further validation and confirmation that it is more likely for the trade to go in your favor, right? So if I have the confidence here, like that, let's say here, my idea would be that we get a breakthrough 30 and I would take a short. Now I would be looking for confirmation. How can I get confirmation? And that would have been a perfect trade here. So let me quickly show it to you. We broke through the 30s, back into 30s, got rejected, moved again into 30s, 25, and then a lot of volume came in and we moved down. And that for me is enough confirmation that we will go lower and even break to 210 to the next potential level of support. And that is basically it, right? So if my base chance is 50-50, I can hit market order at the 30 short, and then my base probability of the trade going in my favor is 50-50. Then I'll look at what is the trend short term. And we can see we're having a downtrend here. We already broke several levels and went further down. So that would add around 5 to 10% to the probability. So now I would have a 60% likelihood. You can't have these figures exactly calculated, but that is how you need to think about it. And then if you see, okay, now the price is moving away from the 30s as we had here with volume, then I could even add 10 to 20% again. Now the likelihood for me might be 70%. So now I have 3 different factors that supported my trade idea. So yeah, that's how I basically go about things here. So now what I'm looking out here for is a break through the 80s into 300, or a pullback into the 30s, looking at how price respects that level, and then potentially taking an order. But here right now I'm just waiting. We're getting a really nice strong move, and but I'll just can continue watching, because right now if I would hit market order right now, yes, my chance for a long here would have a higher chance than 50-50, because like one point that I could take into my list of confirmation, getting confirmation for my trade, is that we are moving up again, trending up quite strongly. So now let's see what's happening here at the 80s. Are we breaking to the upside? How will the 80s be, that level be respected? So there's a lot of volume coming in. I would be looking for, if we move, so I would be looking for a break through 85 into 95. That is what I would be looking for right here. So let's see. A really small, quick scalp is what I'm looking for here. Moving pretty quickly against me though here. So I might move my stop into closer to my entry, as I don't want to risk more. Because this was too strong of a move against me. So here got a quick stop out, and now I'm looking for a re-entry. So here it moved into my favor around 7 points. And that is not a level where I would have taken profit. I'm looking for a higher win-loss ratio here. And moved my stop really quickly into my direction because the price moved against me too sharply. And that's what I do. Then I'd rather have a break-even trade than the trade going all the way into my stop loss. So here I'll be just watching now. I don't like how what price is doing here at the moment. Not really interested in taking another attempt at the moment. Good. Now we're moving into pretty important level of 300. Now we are back below 85, where we took our previous attempt. Kind of forming a double top here. So I would be taking a second attempt with a break through 92. Quick scalp into 10 or 309. That's where I would place my take profit right now. And again here, I'm not too confident with this position, so I'm moving my stop loss closer to my entry right here. Now further moving it into profit. And so this trade went into my favor. So what we did here, that was a typical breakout trade. I took the first attempt down here. So what I was aiming at, what I explained all the way when we were still here, so I had two ideas, right? I had the idea of a break through the 80s or a break to the downside at the 30s. Then whilst I was explaining, I missed the trade, and I didn't want to chase it. So we got the break through the 30s. And when we approached the 80s again, I waited, right? I could have taken a lot of trades all the way here. But for me, I needed, I wanted to hold on to my previous trade idea, which was a break through the 80s. And because we are at such an important key level here, 300, I wasn't looking for holding this trade very long. So this idea of this trade was just a quick scalp. In this case here, entered at around 90 into 300. So that's 10 points, not a lot. Usually looking for 20, like 15 to 20 points. But yeah, we had the first attempt right here where we moved through the 80s into 85, got a pullback, and then my idea was if we managed to break through 85 again, that we might move higher for at least 10 points into 95. Didn't quite make it all the way to 95. At 90, we made another pullback into 75, then back into the 90s, and that is basically where I was looking for a second attempt, and that was then the break of the 90s. And because we formed some good support here at 75, and then moved again, as I said, into the 90s. Volume was building up as well, so I took my position, and because we had higher than average volume when we broke through the 90s, that's the reason why I took my long right here, and yeah, close it at 300 because it was such an important key level. And for me, it's so unusual. I'm not used to just trading one mini contract. That is like, it's really like interesting to just see the small P&L there. But that is basically how you should start in the beginning, right? You shouldn't be trying to aim at making $1,000 days or anything like that. That is what you should be looking for. $73. Now that is a good day. That is a solid day if you are starting out. If you have a simple strategy, you say you're starting out with just trading, let's say support or resistance levels, pretty simple concept, or looking for breakouts as I've been doing it right now here. And then having two trades, just taking two trades on a day, one trade, the first idea not working out, but the idea still being valid. So taking a second attempt and that working out. That is how, that is actually how you should treat this thing in the beginning. You shouldn't try to make $500 or $1,000 per trade. That is not what it should be here in the beginning. That is what you can do when you have had at least a few years of experience. In the first months, it's all about getting a lot of data. So now we're getting a break of 30s here. Really nice. Between where was our previous high here? After the news at 28. So we broke through that level. Now, expecting the market to move higher here. Let's also look into the higher time frame. Let's go into the 1 hourly. Beautiful. Yeah, really nice. Would love to see him move all the way into 400. Like, it's definitely really clean. And one thing that I just want to note at a learning also for beginners, on days like this, what happens to a lot of beginners, they start to chase, because this is a day where we can see some pretty strong trend after the open. If you look at it, right, we got a quick pullback, but then rallied all the way through the higher day, making a new high. And that is a typical day where a beginner would be looking to short, to continuously short the market. So you're looking for the top, basically. So here, if we're approaching 300, you would be like, okay, let me take a short now, because 300 is an important key level and we might move lower. Yes, you could take a few points, but you will have a much higher likelihood of the trade working out in your favor if you follow the trend, right? That's like a key rule in the beginning. Try to follow the trend. If you first of all obviously need to be able to identify the trend, but here the trend is pretty clear. If you just look at the 15-minute chart here, it's pretty clear what the trend is. Pretty strong trend to the upside. Can you short though? Yes, absolutely. So there will be a pullback every now and then, but in the beginning, I would just focus on following the trend and just being patient and finding another opportunity. That is what I will be doing here as well. So right now, I wouldn't be looking to short the market. I would be looking for another opportunity to take a long. And yeah. So right now we could see a pullback. I'll make that one low we had here, the 20s, is what I will draw into the chart. See what will happen right down here. So now this is the opportunity where I could take a trade of support, back up again into the higher day. But I want to see first what's happening here. If we break through, if we move higher now, or if we break through the 20s first. So here again, right, you could now say, like, I'll be taking ghost trade right now, basically. Now it's playing out. You look at the general trend, which is we're moving in a strong trend to the upside. We broke through pretty important key levels, 300 right here. We had a pullback into 20s, found support, moved into 45, got rejected, moved into 20s again, built a lower high, and now moved away with volume, which means you have some more confirmation that we might move higher from here, right? So here, this could have been a nice 10-point trade again. So 30s in, 40s out. That would have been a really nice trade. You can see the volume candle right here, right at the 30s. That is where I would have taken my entry with a really tight stop. Oops. And yeah. And then one thing that I want to tell you, so that's just a side note, is you can make a lot of money just scalping. What do you call them without saying any bad word? What a lot of people that are making videos on the internet and that are just trying to sell their products and trying to teach you stuff that has no foundation. They are trying to kind of, change your perspective and put you in a place where you feel the need that you actually need to buy their opinion, basically, right? So if they have a specific strategy, if they have developed a specific strategy with fancy names, then that is what they're trying to sell you. And that is why they will tell you things such as scalping does not work. There's no money being made with scalps. But it couldn't be further from the truth, right? If we look at today, right, I had a 10-point trade. Let's say I wouldn't have the first loss, or let's say even with the first loss, I had a 10-point trade, which covered the previous loss. This was just a scalp of a few seconds, right? It wasn't even a minute. Let's take a look. Or how long was I in a trade? 43 to 44. So it was almost a minute. If I would have traded that with my usual size, which is 5 to 10 minis instead of 1, then I would have made $700 on this trade, or $350 to $700, depending. And, that is more than enough what you need to make on a day. And that could have been the case just with 2 trades. So there is a lot of money that can be made with scalping, especially in volatile markets like NASDAQ, trading NASDAQ futures here. There's a lot of money to be made with scalping. So don't get your mind fooled. Don't try to follow any type of advice, which is like you need to have a specific strategy. There's that golden strategy that will make you a lot of money. No, there isn't. All strategies work, and none of the strategies work. That is always what I say, because it all depends on market condition. It depends on if the strategy fits to your personality, if it fits to the bankroll available to you, right? Because if you're trying to make a lot of money with taking large swings here in AQ, trading minis, that is something that where you would need a lot of money for, because the price can easily move like 300 points, as you could see here. And like you need enough capital to be able to survive the price going against you like that. If you would be in a position, let's say you would be in a short position here. So yeah, it is really important that you find a strategy that works for your current situation. And as I always say, you should start as simple as possible. So now let's focus back again on the market, because we're approaching the 1 hour mark. So one thing that I can definitely see already, because I need to get adjusted to this too. That's the first time I'm recording my actual trading sessions. I've done it every now and then in the past, just for myself as a recap, but I haven't been commenting, and I haven't been like, and here it's not only me commenting the actual trades, I'm also like talking about all sorts of topics. So that is something that I myself need to get used to first, need to get comfortable with, because I'm missing out on a lot of trades here because I'm talking so much. And it's also, puts me in a certain situation. So I would be looking for the trade of the 20s right now. See if we move lower. So yeah, I'd be looking for a quick scalp here. Have my stop at 10, so 10-point stop loss, which is reasonable. But I would be looking for a move higher into the 30s, but maybe even 40s. Okay, looking like we're getting a rejection here at 20. So we broke 20. Volume is coming in, but it's not all too clear here. But whilst I was talking, I was seeing this opportunity, because we moved into prior levels here, took them out, but found support there, and had a pretty nice break through the 20s right here. And but now we're getting a sharp pullback. So let's see what's happening here right at the 20s. If price wants to move higher or not. I'd be definitely moving my take profit higher in case more volume builds up, but I'm also moving my stop to, something is wrong here. It's showing me the sell and buy buttons here, even though I don't have any limit order. Can I move this too? Yeah, but I can still move this. Sometimes the platform here is not doing well because it's a total web-based platform. So it has some problems all the time because it's not working as efficient. So because I'm considering moving to Motive Wave at some point. But right now here, because Tradeovate is the main platform that we offer to all of our traders, that is the reason why I'll be mainly trading on that at the moment. So I basically have the exact same experience that you have right here. So now the thing is, will we get a break higher? Will we break through the higher day? That's my question, and that's why I'm also moving my take profit higher. Or will we get rejected right here? I'll definitely now also move my stop. It's still not working as well as I would like it to. So I'll definitely okay, that is not good at all. You see, these buttons are still there. This makes like no sense at all. The sell and buy button, they should only appear if I click on the chart. So they were completely blocking me being able to pull the line, but whatever. Still, we got a profitable trade. I would have liked to close it at least the 30s. So I think I need to refresh my platform so that these two buttons disappear. Yeah, but this can happen every now and then, right? And that is what you need to be prepared for. That technical issues can happen. So the importance here is just that you always have a stop loss. That is the most important thing, to protect yourself from technical issues. You see, now these buttons are gone, and these buttons were preventing me from being able to move my stop loss properly. But whatever. still was a nice trade, just a 10-point trade. I was aiming for the 40s, but it is what it is. And yeah, I'll be also ending the session here. We hit the 1 hour mark. We have a 30-minute recording now on this trading session. Had one trade that did not work out. Like, the trade idea worked out, but we got stopped out close to break even. I mean, it's not break even with a small size we're trading, so it's $80. It is a losing trade. Then we got a winning trade of $165, just a small, what was it? It was a small 8-point. It was just 8 points, right? Yeah. And then here we got another, quick trade of just 6 points. And that is basically how, again, you should be approaching it in the beginning. And you should be just trading the sim, no live account. This is an actual live account, because throughout the series, I'll be sharing my live trades, my live performance, so that you can see the broker statements at the end of each month. That's when I will be doing a bigger review. And so that was it. I hope you all have a good day, have some good trading sessions. If you're already trading with us, happy to have you on the team. If you're not, then let me give you a few informations. So with us, you have the opportunity to get funded and move into an actual live account and trade on our desk. We won't keep you in a sim environment. As you have proven to us that you're able to make profits during the sim trading, then we will move you live. So there's a clear path to live with us. That enables you to take payouts, as an example, every single day at our desk, and you will work close together with a risk manager. And you will also work together with me. If you want to schedule a call or a group call, then feel free to join. And we're just looking for new traders to basically grow, to teach, and to make a lot of money with together. Because if you make money in the markets, we will make money, because we'll take our profit split as we provide you with funding. Again, wishing you all a great day. Thank you for watching, and looking forward to having you in the next video.